In today's fast-paced world, it's easy to get overwhelmed with multiple tasks and distractions. We live in a society that values multitasking, but the truth is, trying to do too many things at once can actually hinder our productivity and overall success. That's why in today's message we're going to discuss the importance of focusing on one thing at a time and how it can positively impact our lives. I know firsthand the struggles of trying to juggle multiple responsibilities and constantly feeling like we're falling behind. But I also know that it doesn't have to be this way. By learning how to focus on one thing at a time, we can turn things around and achieve our goals with greater efficiency and effectiveness. So if you're someone who constantly feels overwhelmed and scattered, know that you are not alone. But also know that by listening to this message, you are taking the first step towards regaining control of your time and energy. So let's dive in and discover 5 practical ways to focus on one thing at a time and ultimately achieve greater success in our lives. Starting with number 5. The 5th way to focus on one thing at a time to achieve your goals is to take breaks. Now, I know what you're thinking. Jim, taking breaks, that doesn't sound like a way to achieve my goals. It sounds like a way to procrastinate and waste time. But let me tell you, my friends, taking breaks is not about wasting time. It's about recharging your batteries, refocusing your mind, and ultimately becoming more productive. You see, we live in a fast-paced world. We are constantly bombarded with information, distractions, and responsibilities. We are expected to be on top of everything all the time. And in the midst of all this chaos, we often forget to take care of ourselves. We forget to take a step back and breathe. We forget to give our minds and bodies the rest they need. But here's the thing, my friends. We are not machines. We are human beings. And just like any other machine, we need to be maintained and taken care of in order to function at our best. And that's where taking breaks comes in. When we take breaks, we are giving ourselves the opportunity to recharge and refocus. We are allowing our minds to rest and our bodies to relax. And when we come back to our tasks, we are more energized, more motivated, and more focused. We are able to tackle our goals with renewed vigor and determination. But taking breaks is not just about physical rest. It's also about mental rest. You see, our minds are like a muscle, and just like any other muscle, it needs time to rest and recover. When we constantly push ourselves without taking breaks, we are putting ourselves at risk for burnout, stress, and even mental health issues. But when we take breaks, we are giving our minds the opportunity to process information, to reflect, and to come up with new ideas and solutions. Think about it. How many times have you been stuck on a problem only to take a break and come back with a fresh perspective and a solution? Taking breaks allows us to tap into our creativity and come up with new and innovative ideas. But let me be clear. Taking breaks does not mean being lazy or slacking off. It means being intentional with our time. It means setting aside specific periods of time to rest and recharge. It means prioritizing our mental and physical well-being in order to achieve our goals in the long run. Now, I know some of you may be thinking, but Jim, I have so much to do. I can't afford to take breaks. And to that I say, you can't afford not to take breaks. Trust me, my friends, I have been there. I have pushed myself to the brink of exhaustion in pursuit of my goals. But I have learned that taking breaks is not a luxury. It's a necessity. In fact, studies have shown that taking breaks can actually increase productivity and creativity. A study by the University of Illinois found that participants who took short breaks throughout the day were able to maintain a higher level of focus and performance compared to those who worked continuously without breaks. So, my friends, if you want to achieve your goals, you must make taking breaks a priority. And here are a few tips to help you incorporate breaks into your daily routine. Firstly, schedule your breaks. Just like you schedule your tasks and appointments, schedule your breaks. Set aside specific times throughout the day to take a break. This will not only help you stay on track with your tasks, but it will also give you something to look forward to. Secondly, disconnect during your breaks. In this digital age, it's easy to get caught up in the constant stream of notifications and emails. But during your breaks, disconnect from your devices. Go for a walk, read a book, or simply sit and enjoy the silence. This will give your mind a break from the constant stimulation and allow you to recharge more effectively. Thirdly, do something you enjoy during your breaks. Use your breaks as an opportunity to do something that brings you joy. Whether it's listening to music, practicing a hobby, or spending time with loved ones, make sure your breaks are filled with activities that make you happy. And finally, be consistent. Taking breaks may feel uncomfortable at first, especially if you're used to constantly being on the go. But trust me, with time, it will become a habit, and you will start to see the benefits in your productivity, creativity, and overall well-being. My friends, taking breaks is not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of self-care and self-awareness. It's a way to ensure that we are able to achieve our goals in a sustainable and fulfilling way. Now to number 4, the fourth way to focus on one thing at a time in order to achieve our goals is practicing mindfulness. Now, I know what some of you may be thinking. Mindfulness? What does that have to do with achieving our goals? Well, let me tell you, my friends, it has everything to do with it. In fact, I believe that mindfulness is the key to unlocking our full potential and reaching our desired success. But before we dive into the benefits of mindfulness, let me first explain what it means. Mindfulness is the practice of being fully present and aware in the present moment, without judgment or distraction. It is about slowing down and paying attention to our thoughts, feelings, and surroundings. In today's fast-paced world, it is so easy to get caught up in the chaos and lose sight of what truly matters. We are constantly bombarded with distractions, from social media to emails to endless to-do lists. And in the midst of all this noise, it is easy to lose focus on our goals and dreams. But practicing mindfulness allows us to quiet the noise and tune into ourselves. It helps us to focus on the present moment and be intentional in our actions. And this is crucial for achieving our goals because, let's face it, success is not built overnight. It requires consistent effort and focus, and mindfulness can help us stay on track. So how exactly does mindfulness help us achieve our goals? Well, for starters, it helps us to be more aware of our thoughts and emotions. Often we are not even aware of the negative self-talk or limiting beliefs that hold us back from reaching our full potential. But by practicing mindfulness, we can observe these thoughts and emotions without judgment, and then choose to let them go and refocus on our goals. Mindfulness also helps us to stay present and not get caught up in the past or the future. We cannot change what has already happened, and worrying about the future only takes away from the present moment. By staying present, we can fully focus on the task at hand and give it our best effort. Furthermore, mindfulness helps us to be more intentional and purposeful in our actions. It allows us to be fully engaged in what we are doing, rather than just going through the motions. And this is crucial for achieving our goals, because every action we take towards them matters. Another benefit of mindfulness is that it helps us to be more resilient. Let's face it, the journey towards success is not always smooth sailing. There will be obstacles, challenges, and setbacks along the way. But by practicing mindfulness, we can learn to accept and navigate through these challenges with a calm and focused mindset. We can let go of the things that are out of our control and focus on what we can do to move forward. But perhaps the most important way that mindfulness helps us achieve our goals is by helping us to stay true to ourselves. In today's society, it is so easy to get caught up in what others are doing and lose sight of our own path. But by practicing mindfulness, we can tune out the noise and listen to our own inner voice. We can stay true to our values, passions, and goals, and not be swayed by external influences. So how can we incorporate mindfulness into our daily lives? Well, it starts with small, intentional actions. It can be as simple as taking a few deep breaths before starting a task, or taking a short walk outside to clear our minds. It can also involve setting aside a specific time each day to practice mindfulness, whether it's through meditation, journaling, or simply sitting in silence. But the key is to make it a habit. Just like anything else, mindfulness takes practice and consistency. And the more we practice it, the more it becomes a natural part of our daily routine. Moving on to number 3. The third way to focus on one thing at a time to achieve your goals is by using the Pomodoro Technique. Now, some of you may be wondering, what is the Pomodoro Technique? Well, it's a time management method that was developed by Francesco Cirillo in the late 1980s. The word Pomodoro is Italian for tomato, and it was named after the tomato-shaped kitchen timer that Cirillo used to track his work intervals. The basic idea behind this technique is to break down your work into smaller, manageable chunks of time with short breaks in between to help you stay focused and productive. So why is this technique so effective? Let me tell you, my friends, it's because it helps us overcome one of the biggest challenges we face in today's world: distractions. We live in a world where distractions are all around us, whether it's our phones, social media, or the constant stream of notifications. And these distractions can easily derail us from our goals and prevent us from achieving our full potential. But with the Pomodoro Technique, we can take control of our time and our focus. It's like a shield that protects us from distractions and allows us to channel our energy towards our goals. It's a simple yet powerful tool that can make a significant difference in our productivity and ultimately our success. Now let me break down the process for you. The first step is to decide on the task that you want to focus on. It could be anything: studying, writing, working on a project, or even household chores. The key is to choose one task at a time and give it your undivided attention. Next, set a timer for 25 minutes. And during this time, you work on your chosen task without any distractions. This is called a Pomodoro session. After the 25 minutes are up, take a 5-minute break. This break is crucial because it allows your mind to relax and recharge before you start the next session. Repeat this process 4 times, and after the 4th session, take a longer break of 20-30 minutes. This is your reward for completing 4 Pomodoro sessions. And then you can start the process again if needed. Now you may be thinking 25 minutes is not enough time to get anything done. But let me tell you, my friends, it's not about the quantity of time, but the quality of time. When we have a limited amount of time, we tend to work more efficiently and with a sense of urgency. And this is exactly what the Pomodoro Technique does. It helps us work with a sense of urgency and focus. But that's not all, my friends. The Pomodoro Technique also helps us in another important aspect. It helps us avoid burnout. Many of us have a habit of working for long hours without taking breaks, and this can lead to burnout and decreased productivity. But with the Pomodoro Technique, we have built-in breaks that allow us to rest and recharge, which in turn helps us avoid burnout and stay motivated. Now, I know some of you may be thinking, I don't have the time to take breaks every 25 minutes. But let me ask you this, my friends. Do you have the time to waste on distractions and unproductive activities? The truth is, we all have the same 24 hours in a day, and it's up to us how we choose to use them. The Pomodoro Technique helps us make the most of our time and use it wisely. But like any other tool, the Pomodoro Technique is only effective if we use it consistently. It's not a one-time thing. It's a habit that we need to incorporate into our daily lives. And I promise you, my friends, if you commit to using this technique, you will see a significant improvement in your focus, productivity, and ultimately, your success. Now to number 2. As we all know, life can be hectic and overwhelming, with endless distractions pulling us in different directions. But if we want to achieve greatness and reach our full potential, we must learn to eliminate distractions and focus on one thing at a time. Now, you may be wondering, why is this important? Why should we focus on one thing at a time? Well, let me tell you, my friends, that focus is the key to success. It is the driving force behind every great achievement. Think about it. All the successful people you know, whether it's in business, sports, or any other field, they all have one thing in common. They have an unwavering focus on their goals. But in today's world, distractions are everywhere. We have social media, constant notifications, and the never-ending stream of information bombarding us. It's no wonder we struggle to focus on one thing at a time. But if we want to achieve our goals and live a fulfilling life, we must learn to eliminate distractions and focus on what truly matters. So how do we do that? How do we eliminate distractions and focus on one thing at a time? Well, my friends, I'm here to tell you that it's not an easy task, but it's definitely worth it. And today, I'm going to share with you 3 powerful strategies to help you eliminate distractions and stay focused on your goals. Firstly, we must identify our distractions. Before we can eliminate distractions, we must know what they are. Take a moment to think about the things that distract you the most. Is it your phone, social media, TV? Once you have identified your distractions, you can take the necessary steps to eliminate them. For example, if your phone is a major distraction, turn off notifications or put it in another room while you work. If social media is the culprit, set specific times during the day to check it and stick to those times. Remember, my friends, distractions are not just external factors. They can also be internal, such as negative thoughts or self-doubt. So be mindful of your thoughts and learn to quiet your mind when needed. Secondly, we must prioritize our tasks. We live in a society that glorifies busyness, and we often feel the need to multitask to get everything done. But the truth is, multitasking is a myth. Our brains are not wired to focus on multiple things at once. When we try to do too many things at once, we end up not doing anything well. That's why it's crucial to prioritize our tasks and focus on one thing at a time. Start by setting clear and specific goals for each day, and then prioritize them based on their importance. This way you can focus on the most important tasks first and give them your undivided attention. Finally, we must create a distraction-free environment. Our environment plays a significant role in our ability to focus. If we're surrounded by distractions, it's almost impossible to stay focused on one thing. So, it's essential to create a distraction-free environment, whether it's at work or at home. This could mean finding a quiet place to work, turning off the TV or music, or even investing in noise-canceling headphones. Also, make sure your workspace is organized and clutter-free. A cluttered environment can lead to a cluttered mind, making it difficult to focus on the task at hand. My friends, I know these strategies may seem simple, but they are powerful. By implementing them in your daily life, you will be able to eliminate distractions and focus on one thing at a time, leading you closer to your goals. But remember, it takes discipline and consistency to make these strategies work. It won't happen overnight, but with practice, you will see significant changes in your ability to focus. Now, I want to leave you with a few final thoughts. As we strive to eliminate distractions and focus on one thing at a time, it's essential to remember that we are in control of our minds. We have the power to choose our thoughts and actions, and that's what sets us apart from other living beings. So let's use that power to our advantage and stay focused on our goals. So now the number one way to focus on one thing at a time is to create a to-do list. Now I know what you're thinking. A to-do list? That seems too simple. But let me tell you, this simple tool has the power to transform your life and help you achieve your goals in ways you never thought possible. First and foremost, a to-do list provides clarity and direction. When we have a list of tasks laid out in front of us, it becomes easier to prioritize and focus on what is truly important. It allows us to see the big picture and break it down into manageable steps. As the saying goes, a goal without a plan is just a wish. A to-do list is your plan for achieving your goals. But creating a to-do list is not just about writing down tasks. It is about setting specific, measurable, and achievable goals. Each task on your list should have a clear purpose and contribute to your overall goal. This will help you stay focused and avoid getting sidetracked by less important tasks. Another benefit of a to-do list is that it holds us accountable. When we have a list of tasks to complete, we are more likely to follow through and get things done. It serves as a constant reminder of what we need to accomplish, and it gives us a sense of satisfaction and accomplishment when we can cross items off our list. But perhaps the most powerful aspect of a to-do list is that it helps us manage our time effectively. We all have the same 24 hours in a day, but it's how we use those hours that determines our success. A to-do list allows us to prioritize our tasks and focus on what is truly important. It helps us avoid wasting time on non-essential tasks and allows us to allocate our time and energy towards our goals. Now, I want to address a common misconception about to-do lists. Many people believe that a to-do list is a rigid schedule that must be followed to the letter. But that is not the case. A to-do list is a tool, not a prison. It should be flexible and adaptable to changes in our daily lives. Life happens, and unexpected events may arise that require us to adjust our plans. And that's okay. The key is to stay focused on our goals and use our to-do list as a guide to help us get there. So how do we create an effective to-do list? First, start by writing down your ultimate goal. What is it that you want to achieve? Be specific and make it measurable. Then, break that goal down into smaller, actionable steps. These will be the tasks on your to-do list. Remember to be realistic and only list tasks that you can realistically accomplish in a day. Next, prioritize your tasks. What needs to be done first? What can wait until later? This will help you stay focused on the most important tasks and avoid getting overwhelmed. And finally, make sure to review and update your to-do list regularly. As you complete tasks, cross them off your list and add new tasks as needed. This will keep you on track and ensure that you are always moving towards your goal. Now, I want to address those of you who may be thinking, I'm not a list person. Trust me, I understand. I used to be the same way. But once I started using a to-do list, I saw a significant improvement in my focus and productivity. And I know you will too. It may take some time to get used to, but I promise you, it is worth it.